if we're going to get anybody's incentive and anybody's word on the 5v5, we're going to have to talk to Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren. Frank, it feels like it's selling itself. I saw it down there in terms of the spectacle, the size of the event, and how it's touching every corner of the world. But you tell me about how you're feeling right now, and also your captain choice.
Well, first of all, I think it's a great concept. You know, it's always a good thing about rivalry, and almost rivalry, you know, in the ring with the fighters. But this time it's our teams. You know, Queensberry v Matchroom. I'm loving it, and everybody's into this. Everybody I talk to, everyone's got a view, which is brilliant, because it's, you know, they're quite good matches. They're very evenly matched, or some people may think. And I've got a good captain. My captain Hamza. I'm looking for him for a win. I'm looking for a stoppage and get a bang and get the double points. So it is exciting, and what you add to it is the main event. I mean, that is 4 belts on the line, 2 undefeated fighters. I think they're both 20-0, and one of them has the most perfect record, 20 fights, 20 knockouts. And what we're putting together, I mean, this is boxing heaven. Brilliant.
I took one quotation away from the conversation between you and Eddie, and that's he's going to be looking for a rematch when I whitewash him, as you turned around and called it. I just want to know, especially for the British fans at home, does that mean that we're going to see a lot more of these Queensberry versus Matchroom, 5 versus 5?
Yeah, we talked about it, and we're thinking that even doing it, you know, in places like this. It's such a good concept between us. There's great rivalry has been between, I suppose, the families over the years. And now it's like with a kid, you know, with Eddie, with Barry's boy and my kids. And when when you're looking how, you know, I mean, we are really, really competitive people. You know, we all like to win, and so there can be so much on this. And I think that we will be doing this a lot. I can see 4 of these a year. That's what I can see happening. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes such good sense. And, you know, the winners are going to go on and get involved in even bigger fights. And there are world titles on the show. I mean, it's not like they're not all 10-rounders. There's some great fights. You know, Nick Ball's in a tremendous fight. That's a real tough with Ford. Real tough fight, but I do fancy him to come through. You know, Hamza, as we just said, he's in a good fight. Willie Hutchinson is a lot of people got who they fancy to win that one up, but I think that's going to be a great domestic buster. Then we got the 4 heavyweights, and there's no love lost between Hrgovic and I don't think we've seen the round table yet, but between Hrgovic and Daniel Dubois, there is no love lost there. There was a funny moment during the round table when some choice language was used, which shocked me, and I've been around a long time. But coming from Daniel the way it did, and he's got the bit between his teeth in his fight. You know, he's coming up at a really good win. He showed a lot of grit, really dug deep, showed some grit against Baby Miller, and he's going to have to do the same thing against Hrgovic. You know, Hrgovic's a very experienced guy, both as amateur and as a pro. But Daniel, I think, found his mojo now. He's 26 years of age. He's got everything, and I think the criticism about his heart has really got to him. And he showed that, as I say last time. So providing he grits his teeth, I think that's a win. And then we've got 2 guys coming off losses with Big Bang Zhang and with Deontay. And Deontay, you look at him, he can't afford to lose. He loses, he's done with. It's over for him. He can't come off 2 losses and expect to be in the, you know, as I always say, at the big table. And for Big Bang, he was in a very, very, very close fight with Joe Parker, who Joe done extremely well. And there was a little bit of a chink in his armour there, you know, about his stamina at the end, and he seemed to gas a bit. Yeah. So that's going to be a very, very interesting fight, especially as that's Eddie's captain.
I'm interested to turn around, and since we're on the discussion of the heavyweight division, it doesn't make sense not to talk about Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, which is only around the corner. Now you blink in terms of the undisputed fight for the heavyweight crown, the one and only. We've been waiting almost 20 years for one of these, Frank. Just tell me in terms.
It's 26 years.
Tell me how you've been feeling.
Century. Look, I can't wait for it. You know, we've tried to get it on numerous times, and unfortunately there was an injury last time. But look, it's looming now. We're only, 3 weeks away, is it? About 3 weeks away from it? 4 weeks away from it. And it's going to happen. you know, provided there's no injuries, it will happen. It's a cracking fight. Again, 2 undefeated fighters, 2 best heavyweights out there. You know, everybody's raving about how AJ's come back, and he has come back well and put some great performances in, but Tyson's fighting a guy who beat him twice. So this is an exciting fight, and it's setting up other big fights. I genuinely do believe Tyson will come for it, and I do think he will stop him. Now, I know that's a bold statement, but I genuinely do think he'll do the business.
Oh, we can't wait. Less than 4 weeks, as you turn around and say. Boxing's in a very, very healthy place, and listening to Frank promote both of those fights, both of those events, we can only smile.